Hey guys, I'm coming to you today with a recipe that I have for my hair grease oil mix. I've been natural for about 1.5 years now, and I like to use this mix to seal my ends with, and I found it very easy to use this mix instead of using several different oils at one time. I'm not a natural Nazi to where I only use natural ingredients. If that's what you like, that's fine, but in this mix I will be using products with not so natural ingredients in them. Starting off with about 3 1/4 ounces of hair grease of your choice. Then I put in 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. I put in 2 tablespoons of castor oil, 2 tablespoons of grapeseed oil, and 1 teaspoon of glycerin. And stay tuned and I'll show you how to put your mix together. Alright, right now I'm going to take my hair grease of choice, which is Dax, and I'm going to microwave it 10 seconds at a time to get it to where I can easily pour this product into another empty jar before I can make my grease oil mix. And we are. Alright, and once you have the consistency that you need to be able to take the product from the original jar into the empty jar, you can do so. Now, this is 7.5 ounces. Solid is 7.5 ounces. I'm going to take half of that, so it's 3 1/4 ounces, or around 3 ounces, that I'm going to scoop out of here into my empty jar. Now, like as you can see, some of it is still in grease form or a solid form. Some of it has melted down some from being in the microwave, and that's fine because we're going to be blending it all together anyway. So just scoop out as much. Now, this jar I believe is 6 ounces, and we're going to be using putting in half of that, so 3 ounces of the hair grease to a 6 ounce jar. And I'm just using measurements. Now, normally when I do this, I don't measure. I don't use any measuring spoons or any kind of measuring tool at all. I just eyeball it. And I do squirts and squeezes and pinches and sprinkles, and I never measure anything. But for the sake of this video and to have more consistency in creating these recipes, I'm going to try to measure them from now on so I can have a more standardized recipe. Now, it looks like we're getting to the halfway point, and that's where I'm going to stop with the hair grease. Next, we'll be adding in, and I'm not going to rinse off my spoon or anything. That was the Dax, the 3 1/4 ounce of Dax. Now, I'm going to be putting in about 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. And like I said, this is just a rough measurement of what I normally would do. You can use as much or as less as you would like. So that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. To take castor oil. Now I keep it in here because I find this also is very hard to use on my hair. That's why I use it in this recipe. I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of the castor oil. Now we're using grapeseed oil, and I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of this. Are 2 there, and last but not least, I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of glycerin. After 30 seconds in the microwave, stopping and checking on it after every 10 seconds. This is what I've come up with. So now I've taken a skewer, or you could take a skewer or fork or whatever you need to mix it up. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, it's just what I had on hand. And you stir your mix to try to make sure that all the ingredients are stirred up evenly, so you don't get chunks of hair grease here and chunks of coconut oil there. You want to have it to be consistent. And then after you have stirred your mix until you're, pretty satisfied with how it's coming along and how it's blending together, then you let it sit. If you're in a hurry to use it later on, you can pop it in the fridge, pop it in the freezer. I'm just going to let it sit out because I'm probably not going to use it till later on this evening. But I will come back to show you what the consistency is on the fingers, like how it melts down very easily and is very, very easy to use. So I'll be back. Alright, so here's the finished product. I've let this grease oil mix cool for a few hours now, and now it is completely solid, or as solid as it is going to get. I'm not going to dig my fingers into the main part of the jar. I'm just going to swipe off the sides to give you a feel of what it is like. So my hands, clean hands, I just wash my hands. It's oily and greasy as expected. It's a happy medium of both. You can see on my finger. It melts down really easily to my body temperature. So yeah, for me it's the best sealant that I can come up with for myself. So hopefully it works for you. Try it and let me know how it goes. So please rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.